What happens if a case fails, whether at the green card stage, or if your citizenship gets revoked, or if your non-immigrant status, your H-1B, your F-1 gets terminated? Then you go into the removal stage. So first is 42B, cancellation or removal. This is the main argument for somebody who's illegal in the US, somebody who's fallen out of status, somebody who could be removed and deported, but somehow able to completely use the UNO reverse card and get a green card. And the requirements are, you've been in the US for 10 years, you have good moral character, and by removing you, it would cause exceptional extreme hardship on US citizen or green card holder, right? So you make this argument, but we do this argument. We do 601As all the time. We do 601, that's extreme hardship. But now this is exceptional extreme hardship. So you can assume it's doubly as hard as a 601. And you do that at the immigration court. One very important thing to know about this is that the 10-year stops when you get a notice of intent to appear. And that's what we are seeing USCIS starting to do end of last year and also this year, right? You do a B1, B2 change of status, gets denied, boom, you get an NTA. For the past 20, 30, 40 years, a lot of USCIS doesn't issue NTAs, or they issue it to a wrong address, etc. But now USCIS is changing up that policy. So it's stopping more people from being able to apply for this in the future. But out of the millions of people who are in the US undocumented for the past couple decades, how many of them have now slowly accrued that 10 years? And how many of them are able to file for this legitimately and they haven't received an NTA? You might say, well, if they qualify, why didn't they apply for it yet? And the reason is because they're scared. They don't know who to do it for them. And third, you can only do it in immigration court, which means you can only do it if you're in deportation proceedings. I mean, you can do it only if you get caught or you go and show up and get detained yourself. A couple factors stack against each other. Past 10, 20, 30 years, a lot of people have crossed the border illegally. A lot of people have stayed here undocumented. A lot of people have built up these really good equity arguments. But now, because of ICE, a lot of people are getting detained and a lot of people now are forced to make this argument. In the past, we never really had to deal with ICE that often, but just this year, we are starting to deal with them a lot more often. The reason why we ended up having to deal with them a lot more often is because when somebody goes to a USCIS interview, they could get referred to ICE. So you need to prepare for that encounter. You need to prepare if they get detained at the interview. Now you have to do an ICE check-in and now you have to get bailed out from ICE. So ICE is becoming more and more prevalent in our practice in the immigration journey, and something that we need to really be mindful and learn about. What does it look like to build up a removal defense firm? One thing you should know is that when you do removal defense, when you put your quote-unquote G28 for the client in removal proceeding, you can't withdraw it. You have to get the court's approval. So you represent a client, you file the case. If the client lied to you, if the client doesn't pay you, if the client is abusive to you, you still have to represent them. And for somebody who is in that mental state of getting detained and in removal proceedings, think about what is logical for them and their family, right? They're gonna do everything possible to get legal representation. And if it means not telling you the truth, just so you can sign them, that means that's what they're gonna do. So a lot of removal defense firms, because of that they have to face against that reality, what they have to do is they have to do very intense intakes. Like, sorry, we have to do a thorough check, we have to do FOIA, we have to do investigation, we have to interview people, we have to make sure you're telling the truth. And second, because you might withdraw, or because we can't withdraw, we have to take up payment up front. And then, because most immigration firms that do remove defense function like that, it's ripe environment for scammers. I'll do your case for you, but it's a large fee. It's still cheaper than that other firm. It's a large fee up front. I'll do a lot of investigation. Here, sign this. You're emotionally distressed, signed, paid, the guy disappears. And because there's a lot of scammers in the removal defense world, makes a lot of clients even more distrusting of anybody who can supposedly help them. Now, let's talk about immigration judges, which is the second part of removal defense, right? ICE is just a police officer who picked the person up. Now you have to go through court, and now you have to present your arguments. 20,000 USCIS officers, 20,000 ICE agents, potentially moving up to 30,000 or more. There's less than 600 immigration judges across the country. And each judge might have thousands of cases. And they're being fired by the president in the White House if they approve cases too easily, because it's not a true judiciary, right? It's not a, federal court judiciary. It is still part of the executive branch. These individuals, overworked, tons of cases, they don't have time to review a case beforehand. The entire burden to prove your case, to get truth, is on the side of the client. They have to show why they qualified, they have to show why they're right, they have to show why the trial attorney wrong. They have to do all of that with limited resources, and potentially if they're detained by ICE, mandatory detention, they can't even talk to an attorney. Our system is set up such that people who are stuck in this process, removal defense process, have the least support with the least chance of getting justice and with the most help needed. And that falls on practitioners like us to help them.